A man working alone in a backyard shed began hearing voices coming from the attic overhead. Two friends sitting in a parked car were approached by a woman who didn't seem entirely human, and inside a quiet church, a woman recorded a man screaming and convulsing during what some believed was a possession. These videos all seem impossible to explain, but what's truly disturbing is how real the fear in them feels. Let's get straight into the first video. A man named Ryan has a shed behind his house where he often works alone late into the night. But recently, something inside it has changed. Heavy footsteps have started moving across the attic overhead. Voices drift through the walls when no one else is there. And the worst part is, every sound seems to happen only when Ryan is completely alone.
Believe me or not, I don't care, but listen to this. I'm out in the shed, working on tools. Listen. I hear it again, dude. I swear to God, there's something up in this attic, man. I'm not getting up in here and shit. Do you f***ing hear that? Dude, oh my God, bro. Oh my God, man. There's something in this dude. Oh my God. Dude, I don't know what to do in a situation like this. Do you hear this shit, man? This thing was built before I bought this house, man. I've never gone up here one time. What the f*** was that, man? There's stuff left from the previous owner. Oh. Oh my God, dude.
From above the ceiling came the unmistakable sound of voices. Small voices, childlike. But Ryan knew one thing for certain. There was no child living in his attic. The realization hit him like ice water. He stood frozen, listening as the faint murmuring continued overhead, leaving him too disturbed to move and too terrified to investigate. And over the next few weeks, the noises didn't stop.
This is insane. Doors open in here too. Hey, who's in here? Hey, who's in here? Hey, who's in here?
He shouted toward the attic. For a second, the house went dead silent. Then, from the darkness above, a deep, guttural groan rumbled back, like something large had just woken up.
Oh my God.
This was unlike anything he had ever experienced. Until then, he had brushed off every strange story as nonsense. But whatever was happening inside that shed was becoming impossible to ignore. Night after night, the disturbances kept escalating, as if something inside wanted to be noticed. Eventually, the fear turned into an obsession. He installed a camera, hoping to finally understand what had been lurking in there after dark. What he didn't realize was that the shed wouldn't stay quiet for much longer. And when the footage finally captured something, it happened far sooner than anyone expected. Heavy thuds begin erupting from the attic overhead. Then the crashing starts. Objects slam onto the floor one after another, as if something up there is hurling them down in rage. Ryan has searched the attic multiple times, but every single check ends the same way. Nothing. There was no intruder or animal. So it remained unexplained, which makes the situation far worse. Because whatever is causing this doesn't seem human at all. And judging by the violence behind those noises, it feels less like a haunting and more like something furious is trapped above them. For now, all anyone can do is wait and see what happens next on his account. The sounds coming from Ryan's attic were terrifying enough, but it's worse when the thing waiting for you isn't above the house. It's beneath it. For months, Michael and his teenage son had been living with things they couldn't explain. Footsteps echoing through the house long after midnight. Lights pulsing on and off with no cause. Sudden waves of cold air drifted from room to room like something unseen was moving through the halls. But the basement was different. Every time they stood near the door, the atmosphere changed. The air felt heavier, quieter, and wrong. It was the one part of the house neither of them could stay in for long, because it always felt like something was down there, waiting for them to come closer. Eventually, the fear turned into curiosity. So one day, they decided to go down and face whatever had been haunting their home.
Hold on, man, take your time. Did you hear that? It's down here. We got it. You smell that?
Oh, it smells like shit, bro.
Anything?
There's a bunch of broken glass everywhere.
Okay, we're gonna go. You go this way too. Stay close to me. Dude, stop, stay by me. It was glass. Don't move.
Watch your foot.
I know. God, you smell that. Did you fart?
And it's super cold down here, too.
Yeah, it's winter time.
Oh, yeah,
Connor, stop. Alright, we're gonna make a run for it.
What if it traps us? You're dying first.
It's gonna just go. Shit. Hold on. Oh, shit, good. Oh, God. What? No. We gotta get out of it. What are we gonna do? No, stop, man.
You locked us in.
I gotta go.
You locked us in.
No. We make a break. There's nothing there. Stay by me. Stay right behind me. This is a bad idea. Just chill out. Oh, shit, it's still there.
Why is it so...
The moment they stepped into the basement, something felt off. A sour, rotten smell hung in the air. At first, it was barely noticeable, but with every step deeper inside, it became harder to ignore. Thick enough to make their stomachs turn. Then they saw it. In the far corner of the room, buried in the darkness, stood a figure, completely motionless and watching them silently. It never blinked, never shifted. But somehow, both of them could feel its attention locked onto them with every step they took. Its outline looked almost human, but not fully. The shape seemed distorted, like it was melting into the shadows around it. The longer they stared, the less natural it looked. That's when the fear became real. Neither of them spoke. Panic hit instantly. They turned and rushed for the exit, desperate to get out before whatever was standing down there decided to move. They escaped the basement that night, but neither of them ever forgot what was waiting in the dark. A figure standing motionless in a basement is disturbing, but it feels even stranger when something similar appears out in the open, miles from anywhere, under the dead silence of a beach at night. One night in Peru, A police officer and his partner were out on a routine patrol when a frantic call came through the radio. The caller could barely get the words out. Between broken sentences and heavy breathing, he claimed something unnatural was moving along a nearby beach. Whatever he had seen had terrified him enough to call the police in panic. The officers headed there immediately. But when they arrived, the shoreline was empty. There was no people or even lights. Just an endless stretch of black sand under the freezing night air, while waves crashed somewhere in the darkness beyond their sight.
Se escuchan unos gritos. ¿O por qué esa vaina? Los gritos, se siguen escuchando los gritos. En el fondo, ¿no? Hay una persona abajo. Voy a identificarla. Anda, jefe, ¿qué es esa bobada? Papi le suben el cholo. Vas a ver. A ver si no sabemos si es la llorona o el llorón. Pero. O una llorona cruzada con llorón, pero grita y grita, pues no sabemos qué. Se la procede a identificar. Está metiendo al.
Oh, señor, identifíquese. Señor. Identifíquese, señor.
¿Están escuchando, compañeros?
Señor, identifíquese. Señor.
Sí, copiando.
Señor, identifíquese. Señor.
Escuchen,
Señor. Identifíquese, señor.
¿Están escuchando, compañeros?
Señor, identifíquese. Señor.
Sí, copiando.
Señor, identifíquese. Señor.
Escuchen,
As the officer stepped out of the vehicle and swept his flashlight across the shoreline, piercing screams suddenly erupted through the darkness. The sound echoed across the empty sand like someone was in unimaginable pain. That's when he saw it. Standing far in the distance was a white, half-transparent figure. Completely still, almost human. It looked like a woman in a long dress, faintly visible under the beam of his flashlight. For a few seconds, it just stood there watching him. And then, without making a sound, the figure vanished into the darkness as if it had never been there at all. What exactly did the officer encounter on that beach that night? Whatever the officer saw on that shoreline vanished back into the darkness. But sometimes the fear doesn't disappear at all. Sometimes it's already waiting inside your own house. A man was going about his day, working around the house, when a strange sound drifted up from the basement. At first, it was easy to brush off. Just another creak. Another random noise from an old house. But the sound didn't stop. It kept coming back, louder each time, more deliberate, like something moving around beneath him. The longer he listened, the harder it became to ignore. Eventually, the silence upstairs started feeling worse than the noise itself. Uneasy now, he pulled out his phone, turned on the camera, and headed toward the basement.
Hello? Hello? Anybody here? Hello? Hello? The heck is that? Hello?
The basement door in front of him suddenly cracked open on its own, inch by inch, like something on the other side was pulling it back. The house was completely still. No movement, no voice, just the slow creaking cutting through the silence. Then, from deeper inside the darkness, another door violently slammed shut with a bang that shook the entire basement. That's when the confidence disappears. He freezes, trying to decide whether to run or keep looking. And the worst part is, whatever made that sound was still down there with him.
Who is it?
Then, without warning, the basement lights cut out. The entire room is swallowed by darkness. The man bolts instantly, and in the chaos, his phone slips from his hand onto the floor. That should have been the end of it. But seconds later, the phone begins shifting across the ground by itself, and the recording captures something even stranger. Low, distorted noises echo through the basement, almost like someone or something is still down there with it. So what really happened in that basement? Was there someone hiding in the dark? Or did the camera catch something that was never supposed to be there at all? A basement door opening by itself is enough to make anyone panic, but it's far worse when the thing trying to get in is standing right outside your car window. In Melbourne, Amber Carter and her friend Tiana were sitting in their car outside a McDonald's long after midnight, halfway through their meal and killing time like countless people do every night. The parking lot was mostly empty, the kind of silence that feels harmless at first. Then Amber noticed movement in the mirror. Someone was walking toward the car from the far end of the lot, not rushing or calling out, just slowly closing the distance. At first, it looked like nothing, but the closer the figure came, the more the atmosphere inside the car started to shift. The casual conversation stopped. The food in their hands suddenly didn't matter anymore, because there was something deeply wrong about the way that person was approaching them.
Oh my god, Tiana, go! Go! Oh my god, oh my god! Oh my god! Tiana! It's okay, honey. Tiana! Tiana! Oh my god, oh my god!
Out of the darkness, a woman suddenly appeared beside the passenger window. Nobody saw her walk up. 1 second, the parking lot was empty. Next, she was just there. Her head tilted slightly as she stared through the glass without blinking. The way she moved felt deeply wrong, stiff and unnatural, like her body wasn't fully under her control. Then the passenger door handle snapped downward, once, twice, and again. The woman began violently jerking at it over and over, never saying a word, never breaking eye contact. The only sound was the rattling metal of the handle and Amber screaming at Tiana to drive. For one brief second, Amber said the woman didn't even look real. She looked like something that belonged in a horror movie, something that shouldn't have been standing there at all. But the most disturbing part came later. Locals claimed they had seen the same woman wandering through parking lots long after midnight, silently drifting between parked cars, stopping only to test the handles one by one. Just checking which door might open. And in empty places, with nobody around to hear you, a locked car door suddenly feels very fragile. A stranger pulling at your car door in the middle of the night is terrifying, But it becomes even more unsettling when something unseen is suddenly close enough to touch you. Two girls were hanging out together, laughing and scrolling through their phones with the camera running. For a while, it looked like an ordinary moment. Then, without warning, the recording caught something neither of them noticed at the time.
It's a fucking kiss game. Hold on. The new improved Flappy Bird. It's not okay.
Something just took my hair. I'm not joking, something just took my hair.
What do you mean something fucking took
I
your
don't
hair?
know.
Something fucking
No,
took
I'm
my
coming out! I'm coming out!
At first, it feels like nothing more than two friends casually hanging out. Then, without warning, one of the girls suddenly jerks forward and grabs her hair, convinced that something just yanked it from behind. Her friend brushes it off at first, assuming she's joking or overreacting. But seconds later, the mood completely changes. The second girl suddenly freezes. Something tugs at her hair too, hard enough to make her instantly turn around in panic. And that's the moment both of them realize there's nobody near them, just an empty room, and the feeling that something unseen was standing right beside them. Within seconds, the laughter disappears. Both girls bolt out of the room, clearly terrified by whatever they just experienced. So, what do you think actually happened here? Was it just a strange coincidence, or did they come into contact with something they couldn't see? Whatever grabbed those girls never revealed itself, but some places make it feel like something has been watching from the shadows the entire time. An urban explorer recently entered a deserted school building that had been left to rot for years. Classrooms still stood frozen in place, but the laughter and noise that once filled the halls had vanished long ago. As he walked deeper inside, the silence began to feel unnaturally heavy. Still, he kept recording, unaware that the camera was about to capture something deeply unsettling. Take a look. The deeper he went, the stranger the building started to feel. Crumpled drawings were scattered across the floor, most of them faded and childish. But a few carried warped figures and unsettling shapes that felt completely out of place, almost like they were trying to say something. Then, inside one of the empty classrooms, the silence suddenly broke. A loud metallic screech echoed somewhere through the building. And in a place that was abandoned, there shouldn't have been anyone else inside. Near the far end of the corridor, a dark human-shaped figure stood frozen in place. But there were no footsteps, movement, or anything. Yet the entire hallway suddenly felt wrong, like the building itself had gone quiet around it. For a moment, it almost looked less like someone standing there, and more like something waiting. An abandoned school hallway feels disturbing on its own, but it's worse when the presence following you doesn't stay trapped inside one building. This disturbing footage was uploaded by a man who became convinced that something inside his workplace had been following him for weeks. At first, it was easy to ignore. Objects never stayed where he left them. Shadows drifted across empty hallways. Doors seemed to move on their own. But little by little, the atmosphere inside the building started changing. He began waking up with fresh scratches on his body despite being completely alone. At random moments, he felt sudden shoves from behind, strong enough to make him stumble. Every time he spun around, there was nobody there. Then the noises started, whispers echoing through empty rooms, voices speaking when no one else was inside the building, and eventually he decided to record what was happening.
Hey. I'm here. So, bro, that's what I'm talking about. Nobody's in this back room, in the cooler. And I'm closing up and I heard this. Nobody's in. See the cameras. Nobody's up in there. I think this door. Last time, there's nobody up in here. Nobody. Oh, look, I'm hearing voices again. Yo, y'all heard that, right? Yo, man, I'm freaking out. Hello? Oh, no. No. That sounded like it was literally in my ear, dude. See, look, nobody is here. Nobody's here. Oh my God, dude, it sounded like something was behind me. Hello? Okay, I'm done with this. You need to leave. Oh my, dude, you guys hear that, right? You guys hear it? I'm not tripping.
At first, the sounds were so faint he could barely tell they were there. Soft murmurs drifted through empty rooms, gone the second he tried to listen closely. But over time, the whispers stopped hiding. They grew sharper, closer, like someone was speaking directly into his ear. Then came the shadows. For split seconds, dark figures appeared at the edge of his vision, motionless silhouettes vanishing the moment he turned toward them. And then, things got worse. In another clip, a voice is heard clearly this time, cold, violent, threatening. So close it sounds as if someone is standing right behind him in the dark.
Oh, nope, I just got touched, nope. Okay, so I'm here at work. Bro, I'm telling you, you heard that, right? I'm closing. And I'm like hearing stuff, bruh. I'm like closing right now. And I'm hearing, bruh, come on, man. Nobody's in here. I'm literally closing. Yo. I don't know what's going on with this thing, but it's been like really active here lately. Just wanted to show you guys. There's nobody in the store but me.
Then, without warning, everything changes. He shakes backward like something just grabbed him. Panic instantly takes over. Not because he heard a noise, because something made contact with him. Physical contact. You can hear it in his voice. The fear no longer sounds uncertain. It sounds real. Viewers watching live flood the chat, warning him not to acknowledge whatever might be there. But alone in the darkness, he turns toward the empty room and demands that it leave him alone. The moment he says it, something slams into him again. Harder this time, like an invisible force just answered back.
Shit. Leave. Oh, go. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Get out of here. Oh. Leave. Ooh, dude, I'm hearing shit. No. Okay, you just go. Just get out. Leave. Oh, God damn it. Dude, I got touched by that thing. I'm just letting you go. There's nobody in the store. See, I'm doing what you guys want, and then I'm hearing there's shit going on everywhere, dude.
Later, he admitted something far worse. Whatever had been haunting that workplace didn't stay behind when he left. Night after night, it seemed to follow him home.
Lay down, and these damn lights won't stop going on and off. And I'm the only one here currently. And all my damn cabinets are open. And my remote for the lights are over there. And they just won't turn off. They just won't turn off. Yo, what the f is that?
The lights kept flickering to life on their own. Cabinets slowly swung open in the dead silence. The presence was still there. Only now it wasn't trapped inside that building anymore. And once something decides to follow you, distance stops mattering. Being followed home by something unseen is horrifying, but some people believe certain forces reveal themselves most violently inside places, meant to feel safe and sacred. This incident reportedly happened on March 22, 2026. Inside a small church in Greensboro, the atmosphere was calm and almost completely silent. A woman named Sandy had stopped by during a quiet prayer gathering, lit a devotional candle, and settled into a pew. For a moment, nothing felt unusual. Then, the silence changed. From somewhere inside the church, strange noises began echoing through the room. At first, they were faint enough to ignore, but within seconds the sounds grew harder to explain, and the peaceful atmosphere started feeling deeply wrong. Uneasy and unable to shake the feeling that something wasn't right, Sandy quietly pulled out her phone and started recording. Take a look. Without warning, a man nearby let out a guttural scream that didn't sound entirely human. Between the low growls came sharp, animal-like hissing that echoed through the church. Strangely, the people around him didn't run. They dropped to prayer instead, speaking louder and faster, as if they already knew something was terribly wrong. Then someone splashed holy water onto him. The reaction was instant. The man convulsed violently, his body twisting as though every drop burned. His movements became erratic, almost feral, and the tension inside the church shifted into outright fear. Even the people praying seemed shaken now. Sandy realized the situation was spiraling fast. She rushed out looking for help, but nobody took her seriously until she showed them the recording. Only then did a police officer and a priest arrive at the church. The officer kept his distance, watching carefully, while the priest stepped forward and began a ritual in hushed but urgent tones. But even then, the atmosphere inside the church felt wrong, heavy, unpredictable, like something could snap at any moment. Before finding out how far it would go, Sandy decided to leave. She feared staying any longer might mean witnessing something far worse.
But when I saw this man in torment, I knew that I had to sit down and pray for him too. You know that they can become very violent. This was actually going on for about 15 minutes or so. So I ended up leaving to go to the office so that they can get the priest to come, but the office was closed. At our church, there's a school that's attached, and there just so happened to be a teacher there. And I started to tell him, like, hey, how can we get a priest over here? And I was trying to tell her what's going on, and when I told her, she was like I don't think she believed me, to be honest with you. And she said, okay, you need to go down to the office and you need to tell the officer, and they'll get in contact with the priest. And I said, okay. So I ended up going into the school, and the officer was right there. And I walked up to them and I told them, I said, there's a man that needs help. He's demon possessed. At least that's what it looks like to me. And I don't think they believed me either until I showed them the footage. And that's when they were like, whoa. So back I went and continued to pray. And literally like moments later, the officer came and then the priest showed up.
No one ever found out whether the man was actually possessed, or if something far darker was happening inside his mind. Whatever was happening inside that church felt violent and chaotic, but sometimes the quieter encounters feel far worse, especially when you're alone, and something invisible may already be in the room with you. A man traveling through Mexico checked into a hotel room expecting an ordinary stay. At first, everything seemed normal, but as the night went on, the room started behaving in ways he couldn't explain. Faint sounds echoed through the silence. Objects appeared to shift on their own. And with every passing minute, the tension inside that room kept building. What made it worse was the feeling that he wasn't alone. Unable to shake the fear creeping in around him, he grabbed his phone and began recording. But the moment the camera started rolling, the situation took a far darker turn.
There's something really scary going on in here right now. I'm in the hotel room, and I was laying here watching CNN, and that phone fell off its cradle, and I have no idea why. one of those cups right there fell off onto the floor down in here. I have no idea how that happened. It didn't fall out there where the light would hit. It fell, came down, went over and under the sink and landed right in here in this shadowy area. It's really freaking me out. So I decided to turn on I decided to turn on my phone because I can't figure out what's going on, and it's happened a couple times already. And I don't know. Oh crap. I know I got that. That's crazy. The phone's not even plugged in on the wall, but it's coming off its cradle by itself. I tell you guys, this stuff is really freaking me out. This cup is the one that fell and landed under here. I don't know why. I don't know why that's going on, but that's really, really freaky. Can you move something else again for me? Anything? Oh! I can't hear you. Can you maybe speak a little louder? Oh my goodness. Okay, I know you're in here. I just want to know what your name is. And if there's anything I can do to help you. Is there anything at all? Is there a place that you want to go to? A place that you need to be? Anything? Cool. Okay, it's freaking me out, but you're not really scary. If I open the door, will you leave? Because I really would like to get to sleep. I'm opening the door. You are welcome to leave. Can you move the phone again? Okay.
Then, the atmosphere in the room changes completely. A towel suddenly slips from its place without warning, not falling naturally, but snapping downward as something ripped it loose. Seconds later, the phone jerks violently across the table, as if an invisible hand shoved it from the dark. After the clip surfaced online, people were divided. Some believed it captured something genuinely unexplainable. Others insisted it had to be staged, done with wires, editing, or hidden tricks. But the reason the video unsettled so many people had less to do with proof and more to do with the feeling it leaves behind. The fear of being trapped alone in a silent hotel room, watching ordinary objects move on their own, while realizing there may be something in the room with you that you cannot see. And that's all for today, guys. If you want to see more of this creepy content, click on the video on screen.